This September 26, 2014, Small Business Accounting Advisors. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hey, Rena.
Hey. We were talking a little bit about the QBVCon Monday and Tuesday. Who did we lose? Christina left us. I'm sure she'll be back. I think she had a little bit of technical difficulty.
Who's going to who's going to QB Connect?
I am.
I want to bad. Depends on what's happening.
Are you going, Nancy?
No, I'm going on vacation.
Are you going to go to Sleater in November?
Nope.
No.
Nancy, you're giving all these up. I'm surprised.
You know, I have been the laziest thing all summer long.
Thing?
I've worked thing.
Yeah.
I have worked half days. I have spent tons of time in the yard, in the garden with the dog.
And how good does that feel?
Oh my Lord, I can't even begin to tell you. I just can't. I cannot even begin to tell you. Let's just say I have enjoyed life very, very much this summer.
Isn't that why we're here?
I'm very happy to hear that.
I am too.
And as a matter of fact, I want to quit my job.
Live in my house.
You can't quit, Nancy,
Good question.
Why?
because we need you.
There you go, Nancy.
How can I tell anybody to get certified payroll without you?
Oh, it'll still be there. It just won't be me on the other end of the phone.
You're going to dump it all on Ben, huh?
No, we're going to dump it on Marvin the cat.
Oh,
Ben's going to be playing with Nancy. They'll be out in the yard together. Well, except in the winter, but maybe winter sports too. You never know.
You know, I feel like somebody gave me an injection of life.
Wow. Wow, that's awesome.
Was it full of color?
Yes, it was. Mostly me being red and sunburned.
Yeah.
I love it. That's great. There's got to be more to life than just working all the time, you know? You got to stop and smell the roses. Life's too short.
Absolutely. And, you know, for 14 years, Ben and I have been a slave to this business.
Right.
Yep.
You know, we've tried employees. It just doesn't work. It's more aggravation than if we did it all ourselves. But I mean, by January of this year, I was burnt. I mean, I was just totally burnt. I didn't even want to get up and go to work in the morning anymore. I just wanted to just like crawl back in bed and pull the covers over my head and just stay there because I was tired. You know, I mean, it was just like I felt like everybody was picking my brains, and to the point where I had nothing left.
So you had to rejuvenate. You spent the
Yes, I
summer
did.
rejuvenating,
Yeah.
enjoying playing with Marvin, playing with Max.
Now, did you get some really awesome vegetables?
My peppers were killer this year. My tomatoes were absolutely beautiful until about the second week of August, when we got some really heavy rainstorms that came in from the south, and then all of a sudden, the plants just died.
Yeah.
They lost all their leaves. They just croaked.
Wow.
Blight, coming in on storms from the south. Well, the storms from the south can stay south.
No, thank you. I'm south of you.
I made up my mind. We have a 48-foot long greenhouse. We've had it forever. And next year, that's where my tomatoes are going to be.
There
Awesome.
you go.
You'll be protecting those puppies from blight then.
You know, and then we had wicked killer frost, and that was 2 weekends ago, and the garden's all pulled up, tilled under, winter rise planted, it's growing. I did the last batch of good tomatoes that I had that were still green that ripened up. They got ground up this morning, and they're making sauce right now.
Bruce.
Oh, so I'm getting a package in the mail.
No, my God, you're not. I didn't even get 10 quarts of sauce this year.
Oh,
Wow.
Whoa.
So Bruce, you gotta
Those
take
rainstorms from the south.
Yeah.
The rainstorms were all up and down the East Coast, but I understand they were all out west too. You guys had a couple weeks of serious
Well,
storm.
that was east of California. California didn't get any of it. It all went to Arizona and Nevada and
Yeah, we're good.
Texas and New Mexico and anyway.
So, how many of you folks went to VCon this week?
I did.
I did. That was my little partner. We hung out. We hung out on our Google chat.
That was fun.
It was. It was like having somebody there with you.
It was
Cool.
really neat.
I went Monday. Tuesday ended up blowing up. Actually, the last 2 weeks I've pretty much worked full time.
Yeah. You need the maple teeny. You're a maple teeny.
But I did do VCon on Monday, but Tuesday everything in the world blew up, and yeah, yesterday and today though it was back to half days. That's what Ben and I have done all summer. One of us will work in the morning, and the other one of us will work in the afternoon, and we've just tag teamed it all summer.
Nice, nice. Give each other a little break.
Yeah, you know, and it still means that somebody's got the office covered all the time, but you know, we both need to do something other than
work.
sit all day long.
That's right.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
this sitting crap will kill you.
Yeah, I know it will.
It's the American dream. Own your own business. Have time off. Yay!
Yeah, really.
You're right. Every time off, I'll tell you, you got to work pretty hard to get your time off.
I'm telling you.
She has. I think she qualifies.
I do too.
And
Well,
I will tell you, I recommend it for the rest of you. You know, don't keep saying, oh, you know, I'll take some time off next year, or in 2 years, you know, I'll go do this. Just take some freaking time off. Shut the computer down.
Yep.
Walk away from it. Disconnect your phone. Leave it in the house. Don't answer it. The world is not going to end if you're not there to jump when somebody says boo.
When I got my new phone, I was able to set a time span when it's do not disturb.
Nice.
I don't even have to do anything. At 6 o'clock, it shuts itself off, and I don't hear anything until 8 o'clock the next day.
Cool.
Nice.
You're good. Just don't bend it.
Just open it.
My Android phone.
What kind of phone?
I could not do that with an Android phone.
Really?
The new Apple phone.
The iPhone.
Yeah, right.
I think the
I
iPhone
used to be able to do that with the BlackBerry phone. That doesn't
You
ever.
better look again. I can do all that with my phone.
Uh-oh, we got some phone wars happening here.
The way I look at it, The iPhone is ultimate. I mean, I don't know any other phone that people stand in line for. Every version of the iPhone, people go and even camp out before it comes out.
It takes 3 years to get a phone.
It's just
It takes 3 years.
Did you see that guy that dropped his phone?
I love almost every version.
Did you see that thing on the news about the guy dropping his phone?
Yeah. Well, one only hopes that he had insurance, that he was smart enough to purchase.
No, you can't get insurance.
You can't?
No, not now. My daughter wants to get the 6. She's not getting the 6 right now.
No
So-
insurance, Bruce?
Bruce, no insurance, right?
What?
Well, you know, when there was insurance, you had to pay the first $50 or $100 anyway. There was a decent sized deductible.
I think you do that Apple Care thing first, right, Bruce?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but no insurance. You have to, if it's damaged or whatever, you.
Pay another $500? Ow.
Yeah.
Use a credit card that has that protection.
That's unusual because usually when you buy an iPhone, you can buy insurance with it the day you buy it. Is it just with the iPhone 6?
It's just with the 6.
Wow.
The 6 and the 6 Plus.
Well, I've owned every version just about, and I've never bought insurance on any of my phones. Anytime I've had any problems, and if I've bought my products from Apple, they take care of me. I love their customer service.
That's good.
I buy direct from Apple. I never go to like the telephone companies like Verizon or AT&T. Because the one time I did, I had a problem with the phone. They couldn't even help me. They didn't even know how to troubleshoot it. So I just
I've had 2 problems with my Mac where I had to call customer support, and it asked me to leave my name and number, and they called me.
Yep.
There you go.
Oh, was that with Small Dog?
No, it wasn't Small Dog. It was actually Apple support.
Wow.
Nice.
See, when I went and bought my iPad last fall, God, I've almost had it almost a full year. Like next week will be a full year. I bought it. I bought it at Small Dog because it was like 10 minutes from my growing up hometown, and I was going up to the cemetery, and I just went right to the store in Waitsfield, and I said to the guy, you know, should I buy insurance for this? He said, oh no. He said, anything that happens to this, he said, you bring it to us or you mail it to us. He said, we'll fix it or we'll replace it.
Even a dumb thing like dropping it and shattering it when it's
That's what I said.
clearly
You know, he said, doesn't make any difference.
okay.
Well, now those new iPhones are made with that Safari, what is that, Sapphire? That Sapphire
Oh yeah.
and glass. You can freaking bend it. You can throw rocks, bricks on it, step on it, roll on it. You can do whatever, it won't break. You got the Galaxy S5s. They're made with the Gorilla Glass. You can wet them, put them in water. You can swim with them. It doesn't matter. They don't break. Why are you going to buy insurance anyway? You know, think about it.
Right,
If something happens to the phone, I'm calling the manufacturer because you're guaranteed you get at least have 1 year warranty on your product.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. It's just an express warranty.
I've got a client that says, man, they're not waterproof. You know how many people drop those in the toilets? And I'm thinking, you know what? If people are dropping their phone in their toilet, there is their sign.
No, Bruce,
They need a headpiece.
it's happened to me. It was by accident. It happened to me, and I thought,
I was talking from a guy standpoint, for they're standing there talking on the phone.
no, it wasn't like that. No,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. If you drop your phone while you're standing there, there's your sign.
There are also credit cards that offer you purchase protection that will allow you the first year of your purchase to get refund for anything that you've purchased and break for any reason in the first year.
Right, but that's still a third party.
It is, but if all else fails, you have that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I have a number of credit cards. If within 90 days something happens to something I buy, they cover it.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. Well, let's go back to
And
QuickBooks.
if you get an American Express through Costco and you go and you buy electronics through Costco, they
Yeah.
double the manufacturer's warranty.
good.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
Where are
You
we
never
going?
know when you're going to need it.
Where are we going back to?
VCon. I want to show a cool little trick that I learned. This is one of Joe's, what did he call that, Dennis? A trick from Joe Woodard that he's learned, and it is awesome. As long as
One of those true Joeisms.
well, some of the things that he did, I'm not sure that I would do, but this is really cool. This is, it's called a composite name list, where you can have a list, pin it to your icon bar, and it's the entire list. Not just vendors, not just customers, not just employees, the whole list. So let me see if I can screen share. And here we have Larry. Larry's landscaping.
All right.
There. Does it show Larry's landscaping?
Sure does.
Yep, it's very tippy top.
Okay, as long as you can see it.
Larry.
Yeah, it's telling me something odd. It's giving me turn on payroll, accept credit cards. No.
Don't
like
do
into
it,
it,
Gina.
QuickBooks account 2015.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
It's right.
Don't do it.
So this simple little thing, if we go into check, and it doesn't look like my screen is really working well.
Uh-oh. I told you don't do it.
That's because you haven't turned on payroll.
Okay.
You have to turn on credit card.
Oh, my God.
Okay. If I could get my screen to work properly, we
Okay.
can do this.
Yet?
Let me stop sharing and see if I can get my...
Okay.
You have 30 days to register it, you know.
That's it. You haven't registered it, Gina. You haven't turned on payroll. You know, you are a bad girl. No wonder it's not working.
Okay.
So can you guys see it? I'm not seeing... I can't see what I'm doing, but...
I can see you.
No, we can't either.
We used to
Yeah,
be
your
able
We
screen
can
to
see
shares
you.
are going away.
Watch your screen.
Okay, let me try and get this back again. I see Sarah's joined us. Hi, Sarah.
Yeah, hi, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
Sarah.
Okay, we'll try this again. Are you
Tap your
seeing?
screen.
There we are.
Yep.
Let's see if I can bring this back. Okay. Now again, I can't see what you guys are seeing, so tell me if it's not
We're
working
seeing
well.
the home page of Larry's.
Good. So if you go into write check,
You went into the check register.
I see. Yep.
write check. I'm a good pro advisor.
There you go. There you go. You're in the right check now.
Okay, as soon as it comes up, my screen is not coming up
Well,
properly.
it's here.
Okay, it's up on our end.
Yeah, it says check 1464. What date is it? It's dated.
12/15/2019.
5 years from
There you
now.
go.
5 years from now? Okay, but
That's so long.
I need to be able... Hang on a second. I needed to catch up.
There's laws against writing checks like that, Gina.
Wow.
Checks,
I need to be able to put my cursor in the screen, and I'm not...
Well, no, you don't.
Hit your tab button.
Can you hit your tab button? It'll tab you. Where do you want to be? What field do you want to be on?
I want to be
Hit the
in...
corner.
Now you're on the check number.
Okay.
Now
Now
you're in the
Date.
date.
Okay.
Now the
Now you're in state of the order.
So here, with your cursor in this field, if you do a Control L,
Control L. Okay.
bring up your list.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for it to come up.
Well, it's up on our end.
Once
we
it
can
comes up, you can go into View
Okay.
and add name list to icon bar.
Oh, really?
Really? That's great.
And look, this list has customers. It's the entire
It's got
list.
everything on it.
Vendors, other names, everything.
Now, didn't he say that you can resort that list there just once? Wasn't that one of the things that he was talking about, that you can use that to resort your lists?
Yes.
Oh, yes, for the corruption you're talking about.
Yes.
That is awesome to be able to do it all at one time as opposed to going into each individual list.
Yeah.
So
Oh, there's another way to get into it too. 'Cause
anywhere that you can go, that you can put your cursor and that list comes up, you can do that Control L, and that's what brings up this name list.
right, right.
And then you go under the View and pin it to your icon bar.
Ah, very good.
So
And that way it's always sitting there in your icon bar, and, you know, you can just go grab it.
So, Gina, when you were writing the check, okay, did you first have to type in someone and pay to the order of a vendor?
no,
Nope.
that was a blank check.
Okay, and you just go into View.
You have to click on the payee field.
You pick,
Right.
yeah, you click on the payee field so that list comes up.
Control L. Control
Control
list.
L for list,
Right.
and then you go up to the View and pin to the.
Pin it.
Yep. Okay.
Perfect.
Uh-huh.
I'm coming back and I'm unsharing because my screen is not refreshing properly, so it's hard for me to talk to you and not see what's happening.
Wow, yeah, that did pull out the list. It also did the customers.
Yeah, I wish I had known that a long time ago. There are many clients that I could have used it, particularly the clients that pulled everything in from Quicken.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, dear.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. All the names come over as other, and you know, you're thinking, oh yeah, Verizon is surely a vendor. No.
You click on View and then what?
Pin icon.
Control L. On payee, do Control L.
I got that far. What happened? Then what?
It gives you a list.
Go.
Then View menu and add to icon bar.
Yeah.
Okay, View menu. Ah, okay, that's the part I forgot. Add to the icon bar.
Yes.
Oh my God! Hang on, somebody's calling. I'll be back.
Oh,
I did it in 2014 too.
pardon me, Bruce?
It works in 2014 too.
Yes, it works all the way back. Apparently, this is one of Joe's tricks that.
Is that new or has that always been there?
I'm going to say it's always been there.
I think it's always been there. That's what I said.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would have enjoyed, you know, learning about this years ago.
Did anybody else?
I've used it.
But how do you edit that list so it's particular?
What do you mean particular?
Yeah, what do you
I
mean
don't
by
want everybody's name in that thing. Say I just want it to be a customer list.
Then you just go to list and customers, and then you can pin that to the icon bar. Bring up your customer list. Let's see if we can do it. My screen is not okay. List.
Here, let me open a sample company.
See if yours will, because mine is not working properly. I mean, I had to look at my view of what we were doing to be able to get my
I set up 3 people in CubeBox today. One of them was an office with 5 people who were sharing the same file on different laptops.
Oh my goodness.
And when we got CubeBox all set up, they were in love with me.
I'll bet.
Oh, I
I
bet.
like QBox. I started using it a couple weeks ago and I love it.
And I can do that on anything, not just create a check, right?
Yes, yes, yes. You can do it on invoicing, where you pick the customer.
Misha.
Oh my God, it's a full house today.
Yeah. Hi, Misha.
Hi. Hang on a second.
So Bruce is screen sharing.
Okay.
Left.
Hang on, I can't see. There we go.
Yeah, it's hard to. I mean, go into picking
Customer job.
Yep. Put your cursor there. Right click.
Control L.
Control L. Go back. Control L.
Well, that's what's happening. Let me open up a check.
Are you on a PC or you're on a PC?
I'm on 14.
Oh, okay. Control L.
Now see, it brings it up in.
I think it's a check or a bill, but not an invoice.
Okay.
Okay.
So then I go view.
You.
Add name list to icon bar.
Correct.
Yep.
Then it asks me what I want to call it.
Correct.
I didn't do that.
And then say OK.
And then valid. It's right there.
There it is. Nice.
Still
Now,
a little
if you want
long.
just a customer, go to the list menu item and bring up the customer list.
Aha.
What am I doing?
Do they have a customer list? Or is it,
No, that hasn't been there since 13.
so you can't do it for just the customers.
Yes,
You
you
gotta
can.
go to the
You have to go to
customer
the
center.
Center. And
You
then you
gotta
have
go to the customer center, or you gotta go to reports. I don't have QuickBooks open.
let me try this here.
Probably
QuickBooks.
go into the invoice or something like that.
And you can't do this with an invoice. You have to do it with a check or pay bills.
Apparently the answer is yes.
Yeah,
Let's see.
because I swear there's a bug
Sorry.
when you go to an invoice and you do Control L up in the customer job, it does bang you right back to like the customer center.
Right, that was what was happening with Bruce. Can you do in the active customers a Control L?
Bruce, go to reports.
And list reports, is that where you're going with that, Nancy?
Yep, list reports, and that's where you can get just the one or the t'other.
So I want a customer contact list.
Yep, and then you can modify. I use that, and I modify it. I do a lot of different things with that one, especially if I have to have send out workers' comp.
And there it is. It lets me put it in the icon bar.
Yep.
There you go.
So you had to do report first, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So reports.
Sarah got bumped
Yeah.
out, and she wants to talk about a sales meeting she had with QBox today.
QBox is awesome. Let's talk.
Yeah, we're still playing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Good.
Well, I've got this. Can I quit sharing?
Yes. Yes, you can.
I'll just go back and watch the video later. I'm kind of preoccupied, but I'm here.
Yeah, you haven't been with us for a couple shows, Christina.
I know. So crazy. Crazy, but it's okay. It's life. Right. And you see I'm on my phone, so I keep moving the camera. So I just for mine.
Okay.
No, I'm here.
So I'm going to try and get Sarah.
Are we talking about Q-Box? What happened?
Yeah, Sarah's coming back. She wants to talk about the sales meeting with Q-Box today.
Well, the problem is there isn't room for Sarah right now.
No. Christina said she was going to be jumping off.
Who's jumping?
Yeah, my stuff, it goes in and out.
It kind of looks like a crazy drummer anyway.
Oh, that's James. James is here. I'm happy to see James.
Yeah, he did an awesome webinar yesterday on Excel. Oh my God.
That's what Dennis was saying.
Oh.
Oh, you kicked me out again. Oh.
Okay.
Cool, James. I like that.
Okay, get Sarah to pop in. Christina dropped out.
Yeah.
All right, Sarah, come on.
Perfect.
Sarah, jump on.
Yeah, great, Sarah.
There she is. All right.
Hey, Sarah's back. And Christina, I love you. Thank you very much for giving us room to do that.
Yeah.
I didn't want anyone to feel
bad
like
mouth
you off or anything.
Is it
Worse
working?
than a bad mouse Q-Box. I had a customer issue this morning. The customer was having a problem that I couldn't walk them through.
Yeah.
Q-Box. Q-Box called my customer and fixed it in 2 minutes.
I believe it.
Wow.
They're unreal. Their customer support.
They're wonderful.
I love Q-Box.
Love Q-Box. What? Am I interrupting?
No.
No, it's your turn. We're waiting on you.
You were talking about your sales meeting with Q-Box.
Sorry, I just woke up. Yeah, Seth was there, and Misha was supposed to be there.
Uh-oh, what happened, Misha? Misha's blocked. Maybe the train's coming.
Yeah.
Muted. Yeah, might be the train.
No, but one thing I hadn't thought about is, and they wanted to know how popular the attached documents feature is.
You know, I'm not really finding a whole lot of people using that, to be honest with you.
I know. So they're having people ask. So,
Right.
He wanted to know, and he also wanted to know about the QB timer. And the QB timer went away a while ago, but I think you can still add it if you. Dion was there, and she said that you can get it on the disc, and we're like, disc?
Who has a disc these days?
I know. So I guess some people are still using it, but I told them I wouldn't spend any resource money on fighting the timer,
Well, I would buy. You have to pay for the discs if you want them now. If you're a pro advisor, you have to pay $20 to get the CD. And I have thought of it, but I really didn't do it this time. If I have installs and I'm going to an enterprise place, we'll say, it is so much easier and faster to install it off the disk than it is to download it.
But I'm talking about the QB timer program that works with QuickBooks. Remember that?
Okay. And he's saying that's on the disk?
Well, I thought that they discontinued it. I haven't seen it in a long time, and I vaguely remember them, ex-nay. But Laura said you can still get it or install it if you want, if you want it. But I don't think that many people are using it. It had a lot of problems. It really was not. If somebody's out in the field and they're using it and the customer list hasn't been updated, the customer wouldn't be there. But he's like, how much, if he's looking at adding features to Q-Box, I would spend more time trying to solve the document attachment issue than a timer. But
I would want to keep documents separate than QuickBooks, honestly.
No, it's separate. But I'm saying we're talking about syncing. So if you've got the client has attached documents,
and now you want to put it into QBox so it'll sync to the cloud and then up to you, down to you. How are they going? Right now, they can't deal with the attached documents.
Oh.
So their engineers are working at that because I thought if they can solve that, I might look at it again because my auditors want to be able to see source documents, and I use SourceLink, but I don't know. You know, some of the clients that the low budget clients, especially, I've stopped doing it. I mean, I can file PDFs with the check, starting with the check number or the date, and have really, you know, organized folders on my own server, and find documents just as fast doing that than going into QuickBooks and going up to a transaction and it's attached. So,
and I think it's easier to find it in my system because I know how I organized it. QuickBooks, I'm not there. I mean, if you've got 5 or 10 documents, that's one thing, but you start adding it up and getting 100 in there, it's difficult to sort through them.
Right. So, you know, we're real organized with our documents, but Seth uses
Evernote.
Evernote. We know Seth's in love with Evernote.
Yeah, he was talking about Evernote, but Bill.com. Bill.com keeps everything up in the cloud.
Yeah.
So there isn't anything really that you're, you know, syncing with your client. It's just staying up there. So they're thinking of the same, roughly the same idea, where when you sync, the documents are going to stay up at QuickBooks except for maybe 3 or 4 months. And so you always have access, quick access to so many months worth of attached documents, but yet they're not syncing everything up, everything down. See the problem? They're huge.
Right, right. Yeah, I agree with that. The extra little things that Intuit has been adding on lately, I'm not buying into their stuff. When they added on that little, it was almost like they did a dummy version of Salesforce. Again, you get these fun little things for a year, and then all of a sudden you have to pay for them.
They're gone.
And they're gone, or they're gone.
Right.
Right. One or the other.
You know, so I'm not there with the Intuit little add-on stuff like that.
I'm so glad I didn't rewrite my program for QBO, because they kept having false starts, and you know, I'll just stick with desktop for now. But
Are you going to QB Connect?
no, I don't have the
Because
I'm
they have
still getting over my radiation and stuff. I can't travel. I mean, I'm in bed by 3.
Yeah, because they have a whole day for developers, and they have a contest going for developers on Tuesday.
Yeah. But they're really pushing online, aren't they, Nancy?
Right, yeah, that's what we understand. They're only going to be doing new features for Enterprise, and all they're doing for Pro and Premier is just maintaining and fixing what they have. That's my understanding.
All right.
So
I don't know if you ever have any questions or suggestions for QBox. They've been around for a long time, but QBox really hit the market a year ago. So and once they got into LinkedIn and hooked up with us, the thing just went viral. It's just has taken off. So they are really proactive and really want to. But you know, we were talking about their LinkedIn. You know, there's just no activity, and I said, well, the problem is it works perfectly. I said, once it's set up, what's there to talk about?
Right,
It's not that hard to set up.
QuickBooks with all these problems, and we're trying to troubleshoot and help each other. I said, other than answering initial questions and getting it set up, you know.
And QBox solves a big problem for a lot of people.
Every single client of mine came down off the cloud.
There you go.
So what does it do?
All it is, you want me to tell you?
Go ahead, Sarah.
You can do it. You can do it, Bruce.
No, you got a prettier voice than mine.
I twang really bad when I'm tired. I'm sorry.
Well, I like it. We like it.
Sorry. Here, Sarah, you sit there and rest. QBox is kind of like Dropbox. The difference is you can open up the file. Everybody can open up the file, but whoever wants to can lock it, and then no one else can make any changes in it, but they can still look at it.
You can make changes in it if you want.
They won't be saved.
But when it gets synced, it's going to be overwritten.
Yeah, exactly.
I know what I think. I think it's a. I'm trying to figure out how they got this to work. If it's more of a messaging type. You've got QuickBooks. You've got a copy of the file. As many people as you want can have QuickBooks on their computer and a copy of the file.
Right.
And whoever's in and actually posting, the rest of them will get a message that somebody else has posted that it's locked. So you can look around, you can post all day long, but you're going to lose it.
Got it.
So it doesn't affect QuickBooks at all. It doesn't do anything to QuickBooks.
So, but the data file is out over on QBox.
No, it's on your computer, and it's on QBooks, and it's everywhere else. We all have duplicates.
That's right. Whoever has QBox has a copy of the data file.
So it syncs. Got it.
It syncs in the cloud. The cloud syncs it, and there's a copy of it there in the cloud too.
Right.
So it kind of is a backup in the
The thing is, it locks. It locks, so it doesn't have the problem that Dropbox does.
Well, what it does is, it tells everybody else you don't have it locked, and warnings come up. Don't forget.
This is what it looks like.
Yeah.
And right now, this particular person is using it, and she's got it locked. So if anybody else was to open up this file,
don't open it.
Don't open it.
I'm not going to. But if anyone, I would get if I was to open it, I would get a message that any changes I made would not be saved.
Right.
Got it.
But you could print, you could look up stuff, you can
Got it.
So.
Okay.
So look at the clients who it was so funny. I have one client that I put into QBox, and I explained it all to her, and she's like, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do. So we usually go to my PC, and so she's used to a couple times a month somebody from my office calling saying, can we get in, and then she make sure she's not in. Well, she called yesterday, and she said, y'all haven't called me in weeks. How am I behind? And I could hear Karen talking to her going, no, we don't have to bother you anymore unless you've got it locked. Then we can, we'll email you or give you a quick call to, our turn. But, if they just happen to not be in it, And I said, didn't you notice that you couldn't post? And she says, yeah. But it was funny. And then I have learned a couple things. One, when I went to set up QBox for a client, I went to find out where her data file was, and it was on her C drive.
Ooh.
And I said, you have a server, right? And she goes, yeah. And I said, and it's backed up every night, right? She goes, yeah, I'm backed up. Because, I asked my clients, you say if you got an IT person, I said, is your workstation backed up? And she's like, huh?
Right. They don't understand.
How many years have we not had a backup?
That's
so now,
scary.
I don't have to worry about it because she's got a copy, I've got a copy, QBooks has a copy, and QBooks saves 10 copies. 10. So if something happens and you want to roll back, do that. I mean, that is another feature that people,
Nice. Now, it is only good for the smaller clients that don't need to be accessing their QuickBooks every day. Like, if you have an enterprise and they're on the network, this is not going to be a good fit.
Got it. It's like individual people.
Individual people, or even a 1 or 2, 3 office, so long as they're not in it all at the same time.
They can be in it at the same time as long as they don't have to post.
Yeah, I'm talking about an office that has a person that's an accounts receivable,
right,
an accounts payable, and they're all working at the same time.
Right. I have an office with 5 people in it all the time. That won't work.
That wouldn't work.
Right.
Hey, Sarah. I was on the call today, but I couldn't. I didn't have a pen for the voice, but I wasn't sure. Did they mention anything about doing a multiple user?
It isn't designed for that. What they're talking about is the problem that I'm having here. If I have, 3 or 4 employees, I don't want every single employee to have their own Q box because now I've got 4 copies at my own office.
Right.
So what the
I mean for like a multi-user ES or Pro or Premier.
No, it's not designed for that.
They're working on that, right? I can't remember. I have to read it.
No. How would they do that? I mean,
Yeah,
it either has to be on a like a cloud terminal server in order for y'all to be for us to be in the data file at the same time.
Yeah.
That's not what this technology is. This technology is you work with your own program, your own data, your own resources, no internet. It's fast, and when you're done, copy goes up to the cloud and goes down to everybody else who has a copy. So the problem with me having a team is everybody I put on QBox, I now have 4 copies, and I'm filling up my server.
Right.
So,
no, I found what I didn't hear any of this. The common folder, that's what I was talking about.
For the what?
Common folder, did they talk about that today?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The common folder, we would all still have to take turns, but I only need 1 copy here at my office.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, Nancy, you bring up a lovely point.
Uh-oh. I'm in trouble. Time for me to exit.
lady.
What's T-Sheets? Have you talked to T-Sheets? What are they just reworking their program?
You can read the chat.
They have dual ways to connect to QuickBooks Desktop. They either use Web Connector or they use Sync Manager. Now, of course, they're supposed to use Sync Manager.
But Sync Manager's going away.
Bye-bye.
Correct. And
that would be the problem.
And to my knowledge, and I mean it's still early. I mean it's a year and a half, and in the land of Intuit, anything can happen in a year and a half.
Oh, you got a point.
You know. But at this point, there's no substitute, alternate, replacement, but because T-Sheets can download to QuickBooks Desktop using either Web Connect or Sync Manager, they were smart.
Yeah, they did both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Web Connect can be cumbersome.
It can, but you know,
QuickBooks. I'm sorry.
If Sync Manager goes away, I mean, it's going to take development time. It's going to take people rewriting their software again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know, I mean, most poor developers are spending more time rewriting their software than they are selling it.
I'm not. I'm going to sell what I have, and when it runs out, it runs out. I'm not going through it.
I wonder how many other people are going to be like that. Is that Intuit's way of getting everybody off of Pro and Premiere?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Though my product is really good for leaving QuickBooks, so I've got a revenue stream for a long time. Hey, I sold it to a Dunkin' Donuts. Tells me Dunkin' Donuts operators use QuickBooks.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we all should have seen the writing on the wall. You know, in early July when, what was it, R6 or was it R7 that came down the pike for QuickBooks 2014. All of a sudden, all the third-party desktop apps couldn't connect to any QuickBooks that was being run on Windows XP.
You made a lot of money that month, didn't you, Nancy?
No, by God, I didn't.
Yeah, because she wasn't allowed to work.
Oh, no, she was working. Everybody was working, trying to figure that hell out.
Actually, no, my husband I love my husband, honest to
You
God.
figure it out quickly.
And anytime I get mad at him, Intuit does something that makes me realize just how much I love him and how much I could not do this without him.
Right. So Nancy, you put out a recent blog that was really good. The Good, the Bad, the Ugly.
Mm-hmm.
About all the things.
And there really is some ugly.
There really is. They're taking away the IPN interface.
Yep.
I'm not moving up to 2015 now for that reason.
Well, you know, I was using Intuit Payment Network, and now what it does is it goes to QuickBooks Payments. It doesn't say Intuit Network, but I'm still doing everything like I normally do.
Yeah, but I think the Intuit Payment Network is run through the Merchant Service Department. Intuit Payment Network was completely separate. I've been able to deal with the Intuit Payment Network. With the Merchant Services, that was where I had they attached my account to my client's information, and the only way, Merchant Services never helped me with that. The only way I could get it fixed was QuickBooks Online support. I got one of their engineers. We created a test database for me in QBO, moved it over there, and deleted that database. That was how we had to get it off of my clients. That was just too scary for me. I will never use QuickBooks Merchant Service again, and if I won't use it, I won't recommend it for my clients.
There you go.
What do I use when I scan my checks? What do they call that? I don't remember.
When you scan your checks?
I scan my AR payment. When clients send me a check, I just scan it and I don't have to go to the bank.
I know. I'm like, I can see the little machine.
Then I get this weird charge and deduction out of my
Is it VeriCheck? Is it VeriCheck?
No, it's QuickBooks. It's through QuickBooks. But I get this little $4 charge, or it's different every month, and I went into my account and everything. I have never been able to find any documentation on how they come up with that fee or anything to document. Here we are, accountants are supposed to have receipts,
Right.
and I just have this fee coming out of my bank account, and I have nothing. I assume that's what that's for.
Right.
And that's an issue that I had with Merchant Services also.
I just found them too confusing to be using. It's just too confusing to me what they were doing, so I don't even use them anymore.
Right.
Well, I like that feature where I don't have to go to the bank. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I love it. I use that all the time. But what I'm wondering about is, since they say they're not going to be able to use IPN anymore or whatever, I thought maybe I couldn't take payments, and then I how to take a couple of payments this week. And it just, like I said, it takes me, the screen looks a little different. It goes into QuickBooks Payments, but I never signed up for QuickBooks Payments. Did they just change the name?
They
Or
must have just ported you over to the new program.
maybe, I don't know, but they never asked me.
No, they don't, communicate with us or anything.
Yeah. Well, I plan on, you can still use the Intuit Payment Network. The difference is you have to actually go into your account and receive the payment and then attach it to the download or the bank feed.
Well, I use Xero for my accounting, and I just use PayPal. It's just a lot simpler for me. I don't have to worry about all these nuances and
Right.
or Merchant Services or whatever.
That's why we use Authorize and why Ben wrote us a custom program.
I have Authorize.net account. What do you have that works with it?
My husband wrote us a special program. We get the email receipt. It comes into email. We copy it. We paste it into this software. It sends the invoice to QuickBooks. It generates a license for the new sale. It adds them to our online database so they can go get, so they can go get updates and everything.
So Nancy, did you just say you were mass marketing and you were giving us a copy?
I remember now. I asked her about this before. It's like,
and I will tell you why. Because Ben wrote it so that we could sell it.
Right.
And
But what
okay, it's just like the IIF cleanup.
Yeah.
Nobody wants it.
Not yet.
So,
Yeah, wait till
not
quick
ever.
desktop goes away.
Well, here,
Not ever.
you know the feature where I can. I'm tired. Scan here. Can you see me going to my scanner? Scan my checks. It has a feature where I can take a credit card. That I could use for the clients that have signed a contract where I'm going to charge them the flat fee and then I'm going to deduct it on the 3rd of every month. But I actually have to sit there, go in and the payment and do the credit card, and it's stupid.
Right.
I want to be able to set it up and say, okay, I have a contract for 12 months, take it out on the 3rd, this amount.
Automatically and send me a
Automatically
notice.
and forget about it.
Right. And James said he used Pensmore software.
That's correct, Pensmore.
And how does it work for you?
It works great. Clients love it. The customer service is 20 times better than Intuit.
And it automatically finds the invoice, associates the payment, and puts it right into the bank account?
Correct.
They were at Sleater last year.
Yeah, they were at Sleater, and they've also been at Scaling New Heights.
Yeah, I put it in the showcase, but apparently I should have restarted my computer apparently before this hangout.
Oh yeah, I have to restart my computer when I get your phone call. I have to restart my computer and then go online.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. Don't ask me.
Yeah, I don't know why either. I give up.
But I finally figured that one out. It's the quickest, fastest way. So.
Crap, where's the thingy? Where's my little screen? I can't find it.
Lost her thingy and the train is there.
Ah, she just muted herself. Oh dear. Oh,
Pensmore. I don't remember. I remember. Oh, the blue. Yeah, I remember the logo.
Sorry, I was looking at the Pensmore website.
Me too.
I had two things open and then I couldn't find the screen to mute. And then I heard the train.
And James, please explain what you mean about very cautious about Intuit's direction.
This is about the third party that Chuck Vigant wrote, the one that developed QQ.
Oh, right, right.
What's going on with QQ?
He saw it as writings on the wall about the way that Intuit was kind of cutting them off and blocking.
They got us here one way or another. They're going to force us over to QBO.
Well,
but really they can't, because, I mean,
I don't have the internet. I mean, I'm in an island.
They have so many people on QuickBooks Desktop. There's no way. I mean, there's so many people that use that.
But the sales are going down. Did you see their
and
financials yesterday that came out? You know, the desktop's going down.
well, yeah, because when you go to QuickBooks.com, what do you see?
You can't
You
even
see-
find desktop. You can't even find it.
You have to scroll all the way down to the bottom of that page, and then there's links for QuickBooks Desktop.
Yeah.
Really little.
I'm
Yeah.
going to have to try going to Staples and see if I can find it in the box there at Staples now.
I know they
Anyhow,
have
you
it at like DJs and stuff, so.
It's real easy to find on Amazon. All you do is go search for QuickBooks Pro or QuickBooks Premier on Amazon, and you're actually buying it from Intuit. And they've discounted it a lot. So
There you go. Amazon's.
I bought it by mistake because I was walking a client through buying it. 6 weeks later, I got a manual check from QuickBooks as my refund. I couldn't do that. Can you imagine that? Yeah.
They're supposed to be accountants or something.
Well, I don't know what to
accounting,
do.
don't you think?
It's really pitiful.
A manual check from Intuit.
Yeah, well, it wasn't handwritten, but
So you guys think that
so long.
I know. I find it extremely funny too, Dennis. I'm there with you.
I would have thought they would have refunded my credit card, but they did not do that. Amazon does that, but not. They said, "Oh, well, you didn't really buy it from us. We just fulfilled it for Intuit. You have to go." And I had to submit all my receipts and everything showing that I bought it, and I got my money
Lost
back.
an hour of your time that you'll never get back.
That's right.
Right.
James,
Right.
is it intuitive pay? With the
Well, that's one of them for
pens?
the mobile app, Intuitive Pay.
There's just too many applications out there to try to keep, at least for me.
Yeah, it's
The other
getting
thing that's
overwhelming.
going away is employee. Well, it's gone. Employee organizer.
Oh, are you talking about
Yeah,
enterprise?
I'm amazed at that. That was big. I mean, because the people that used that were generally enterprise people.
Well, that's what.
Yeah.
Did you see Murphy's column on that, on the intuitive accountant? They talked about, I guess, Salesforce connections going away.
Oh,
Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah.
You know, I think they try these things and then it's not making enough money and then they dump it. And,
And
then
that's why I don't even bother with them at this point.
What happened with the employee organizer is the company that did all the updates
Yeah.
is no longer providing updates.
Yeah, they must have
They've
made
taken
somebody
it out
out
of 15.
CCH.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still available in 14, and all the stuff is still there. It's just you're not going to get anything new.
And that's scary in payroll, right?
Well, yeah.
Well, look what they were doing with viewmypaycheck.com. They scared me. I thought, oh, please. All these years I figured one of these days they're going to get us so hooked on it and then go, guess what? It's going to cost $1 a, employee a week. But it's still free. But when they started screwing with it, I thought, they're going to dump it. They're going to dump it. And then what are we going to do? But
Taking a chance when you start getting these new products and getting attached to them because they may just yank it out from underneath.
well, I know. And then I told all my clients to use it. Now you just get it. If you're in desktop, you're just going to get View My Paycheck. So they actually took all that took us out of the equation, which is actually better. Better. But time is money. No.
And we are all tired of going down that rabbit hole and losing hours of our life like Linda did just to correct a dumb thing.
Well, I'm so glad you learned the Control-L trick because when you're troubleshooting data files and you need to redo lists, that's where you go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It won't do the chart, though. I'm finding that resorting the chart is fixing a lot of things, and then you have to rearrange, get your financials all pretty again.
Sarah, I don't understand why you got to do all this manipulation anyway. That's scaring me. That's the thing that's really bothering me about Enterprise. They put Enterprise out there that it can do all of this wonderful stuff.
It's not just Enterprise. I don't know what's wrong.
But you get into it, and the data file quickly gets to a point that it's too big to handle it, and then you have to start.
I don't think it has anything to do with size. I think it's code. I think
it could be code, but
I think it's been around for so long. It is code on top of code on top of Band-Aids on top of Band-Aids, and
too many different coders with their fingers in the pie.
Right. And so what we have is, how long have we been using desktop? A long time. And it's just bad code on top of bad code on top of bad code. And now they go to add something and it just they started over fresh with QBO.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, they did really. It was. I mean,
The people that need it the most are the enterprise people, the bigger people that are doing it in a network environment, that have people that come in the morning to sit down in front of QuickBooks and enter invoices, enter bills, enter and pay bills. So they're in QuickBooks all the time. You can't just say, oops, let's all go to single user
mode so Sarah can resort the data.
And portable file and resort the list. And the bigger companies like that need that done on a real regular basis. If not once a month, possibly once a week. Sorry, I went off on my rant.
I know.
The problem with like it's like trying to change a tire while the car's still moving. I mean, you can't time out, you know, and then say we're going to make these changes. It's
and I'm so sick of working nights and weekends. I am so done.
And that's what happens when you have the bigger clients. That's where you're doing it. Nights and weekends, because they
wait till after 5 and.
Well, I was told by somebody that I respect that the maximum size with QuickBooks file is about 1.5 gigs, and you know after.
That's a big file.
Yeah, but if you're using enterprise and you've got inventory and you've got payroll and you're doing job costing, not hard to get there.
Not at all.
Yeah, but I mean, after 1.5 gigs, I mean, you're really taking a chance in terms of corruption and all that kind of stuff.
Well, that's my point, Dennis. The solution to avoid all that corruption is this verify and rebuild and
round trip portables and
resorting all the lists, including
for only 2 years worth of history.
Sacrifice the chicken at a full moon and.
But that's those are such Mickey Mouse type of workarounds that, I mean, why don't you just go to like what is it, Intact, the cloud-based?
Intact is very expensive, Dennis.
Yeah. It's the price. It's the price point. We love the price point of QuickBooks.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it in a nutshell.
And check resumes. How many new resumes do you get with Intact?
And ease of use and the ability, how easy it is for us to go in and clean up mistakes. You know, I mean, you can't do that with your Timberlines and your American Contractors and your Computeries and your Primavera and all that stuff. You know, I mean, you can't.
And I don't know what we're complaining about. This is how we make our living, is cleaning this stuff.
That's why Dennis and I focus on tax work.
So like being a janitor.
But you know, there's a difference between us cleaning stuff that a client does versus bugs in software.
Right.
Shut up. To explain to a client too. Right. It wasn't you, it's the software.
Dennis, one of my clients, they were told by Intuit's enterprise headquarters that they could handle a 200,000 item dump, and it crashed on them the whole day. So, yeah, and they brag about they can hold 1 million items on the white paper.
That's when you start getting a bigger database, and that's when things become unstable, and you get one little corruption in an employee file, and boom, you're not able to do payroll. And then try and contact payroll to get that fixed. Nightmare.
Straighten out a small file, but
takes an act of Congress.
You know.
Maybe ISIS can help.
Oh, be careful what we say here.
Blow it up. Blow it up.
We don't want anybody coming after us, thank you.
Well,
they coming after me.
Wait a minute, isn't there an innocent company called ISIS?
Yes. But we're not going to go on that, and we're not going down this conversation thread.
Well, there was a company called AIDS that made like chocolates or something, and then they had to change their name after.
I know, boy. We were talking on Facebook about picking a name and brand recognition, and and you make a wrong move.
Yeah. Well, we're at our time. We're a little bit over today. Good conversation, everybody. I will see you all next week. In 2 weeks, we have our demo, the Green Rope CRM. Looks very interesting. Can't wait until Lars comes to give us a demo. Yeah.
Oh, Lars is not going to do it?
Lars is going to do it. Lars told me
okay.
he would be doing it, so
Okay.
looking forward to it. So I will see you all next week, same time, same place.
Have a nice weekend, everybody.
Good weekend.
Take care. Good to see you all.
Bye.
Bye. Good to see you, Nance.